So the YZF450, you know, we've had this bike quite a while now and been testing and putting it through its paces. I really like the bike. You know, the key to the bike is just getting it set up, getting the suspension right, get that balance right, and the bike's faultless. I personally really like the Yam just because of the noise and the sound and the excitement. Also as well, the throttle connection is really good on the bike. And the first hit, it's good. You know, it lets you just tap around the track a little bit and just have some fun with the bike. You know, from standard, we rode the bike quite a lot in standard form, and then we just clicked about and, you know, messed about with the clickers, a click here and a click there. Since then we've moved on with the bike. You know, we put some of our own personal maps in it, and that was just basically to give some more fuel in. I always like to give the bike a little bit more fuel, so we give the bike a little bit more fuel and just retarded the ignition. That was, you know, and that worked really well in the winter months. Now the weather's changing a little bit, we're just leaning that off just a little bit up at the top, just to get that little bit more power from the top end. And that's one of the things regarding with the Yam. You know, the bottom and the mid's been really good this year, but up the top you could question whether it just needed a little bit more. Also as well, we've got the T6 Pro Circuit pipe on, which is really good pipe, to be honest. Really built well, really sturdy. It's lasting. It does generate quite a bit of heat, and that's just because I feel that we've got the restrictor in. If you take that out, you are bordering on the limit, you know, and that's the noise limit. So I run with it in, and I don't mind with it being in. Does it cap off the power a little bit? Yeah, you can feel that it strangles it a little bit, but what happens is that it allows you just to be a little bit harder on the throttle, so the bike actually smooths out a little bit. And then regarding on that, you know, we've changed the rear gearing, so we've gone from the standard 48 to a 49, and that's just me because I'm getting a little bit older, you know, and the 49 helps me keep the bike in third gear, helps me to fly around the track a little bit more without, you know, without running the risk of stalling it. The mapping helps with that as well, so that's been good. We've put the Boyson clutch cover on just because it's the factory look, wears a little bit better than the stock one. Also as well, you know, we've got the Pro Cooler, Boyson Pro Cooler on the bike, just to keep the temperature down, keep the bike running a little bit cooler, which is what you want from a 4-stroke. We've obviously put our custom graphics on it and put some ODI grips on it, which are mega. These lock-on grips, they're pretty good, to be fair. And then, you know, Zeta, we put a Zeta clutch perch on. We've got a Zeta gear lever, which I'm really impressed with. It hasn't gone slack and sloppy like, you know, some aftermarket ones do. One of the things regarding on the 2018 models, you know, because it is a new model, you know, the chassis, the engine, suspension settings, also the clutch, throttle body, the list is endless. And took some criticism, the bike, in the past, but I really feel that Yamaha have made a massive step with their 2018 bike, especially in the clutch department. You know, like in the past, I'd say that the clutches, you know, the clutch setup was a little bit fragile, but I'm still on the standard clutch, which is pretty impressive, to be fair. One of the things I'd recommend for you to do if you've got a Yamaha, you know, and you want to work on the power, is definitely to get on the Yamaha tuner. Now you want to download that to your phone and connect it up to the bike, and there's a little black box just underneath the seat on the left hand side as you're sitting on the bike. There's a code there that you can type in. It's pretty straightforward. If you read the manual, you know, it takes you through step by step exactly what to do, and it also provides you with map settings as well, which are quite good, to be honest. I quite like them, you know, and they're all in the ballpark, so I'd advise you to do that. If you haven't done anything else to your bike, definitely do that. The key thing to setting up the bike is definitely the rear shock. So depending on what weight you are, then you need to, you know, just get it sprung, you know, and definitely get that race sag set up correctly. I've spoke to a lot of people, you know, and they're varying, you know, on what they like to do and on what sag they like to run. Personally, myself, I find that on this bike, that 110 that's a key number for me, and that just allows me, again, just to pick up the ruts and to ride and to track with the bike. Otherwise, you know, if I'm a little bit lower, if I'm sort of like 102, 105, I just feel that the weight just transforms a little bit more to the front end, and the front forks just sink a little bit lower, and then, you know, your legs dabbing, or you're just missing that rut. So yeah, once you get the rear set up correctly, then yeah, you know, then you're halfway there.